looking back at your films, you've done like zombies, vampires. You've
Yeah,
done.
I think we've dabbled in vampires just with Home Invasion that we released this year. Um, but I don't know. I always find the YouTube comments are an interesting like kind of place to see how successfully your creature or monster or whatever has been received. And I don't think a lot of people got necessarily vampire. I think I'm leaning more towards that she was more of like a succubusy sort of thing. But I don't
What's
know.
the difference?
I think to me personally, I'm not super familiar with the mythology, but I very much feel like it's a woman who preys on men and like just eats them and moves on, and it doesn't necessarily have the vampiric qualities of like I don't know hide away in the sunlight or stake through the heart, that sort of thing. So I don't think those rules apply, and it's usually I think quite a beautiful woman, so a bit like sirens, but I suppose on land, I'd say is a like a succubus. Um, so yeah, just and thinking about it, it's only men, spoiler alert, that die in that film. So it kind of makes sense. So I'll be one of those filmmakers who's like, yeah, the whole time I was thinking, yeah, she's a succubus. Yeah, yeah. No idea.
I always thought Succubus was just a female vampire. Like with vampires, like there's still that sexual element to it as well.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but I suppose that's the thing with all these things, like with the myths and legends and a lot of these like figures of folklore, like they're all just open to interpretation. Like, I mean, what we did the river, which you joined on and helped out with massively, which I absolutely loved. That took on a figure of folklore that I heard about through Sarah, who was in the film. So that was completely my, I suppose, interpretation of what Jenny Greenteeth would be. Like I didn't read anywhere that once she dragged people into the river that they'd then become like her minions and like scare other people or be like ghouls or ghosts in the water. So I suppose that was like our super freak media twist. And she didn't also need to leap out at the end like bloody Jason in Friday the 13th, but I like 80s horror, so there we go.
You got to go with it. Uh,
Exactly.